Hello, people. How are you? I hope it's everything okay with your stay. So let's back in and keep on working our examples using class with .NET Core and C Sharp language. Okay. In the last videos, we are like working to context class, decorating on some simple properties. So let's create some other class to practice like working through class. Okay. So before start, let's remove and organize our code. So I will create a new method static void and call example contact example. Okay. Examples plural. So we copy and paste this block of code for this. And if you would you like test the contact example, you need only call this method as the name method and using the double parentheses. So if I executing every code inside this method, contact examples will be executed. So let's press button line, use the debug the F10 key and verify my console application debug screen. Every part of my contact example is executed. Okay, nice. So let's back for the writing place for my solution explorer, and we are creating some example class, some very simple and under more detail. Okay, the simple class that we need add create a new writing class. So the name is cake. We are talking about the definition about class, and one for definition is the analogy, the form to working like a cake pan, right? So using on unique cake pan, you can to create a different cakes of a different flavors. So this class basically have only one property, and this property is flavor. Nice. So I need to insert the type of my property. I'm using string. For while I use public too. Okay, it's very simple class having only one property. So let's test in this cake class. That's the problem. Let's collapse in this option, this method, and let's create a new method called cakes, cake examples. Okay. So let's review how I therefore more simple to create a class specific type. Okay, so I would like to create my creating is no sorry in the long form and create my simple cake. I make a junction of cake and creating. Sorry. So my cake one. And in the same line, I would like instantiated my class cake. Good. And I have this form to work, but I have other option. The set the value. So let me set the standard form one for this separate form. Okay. My cake have this option, my properties flavor, and I set this flavor in this property. Okay. So I have a cake in this orange flavor. Good. So now I would like to create other cake, and I have the instantiated my object cake two. I need to insert the two option. My cake two having a flavor like in Cairo with chocolate or chocolate. in Brazil we are called chocolate, but is in English is different, right? So chocolate is right form to say chocolate. I don't know. I hope I can write it. Okay. And to so this carrot with chocolate, I love this flavor of cake. It's my favorite. But that's a creating the three objects of cake. So that's creating my three cake. Oh my gosh, it's a lot of cake. And the flavor is only the simple chocolate. Okay, so it's very simple. I have only class using basically one property. Um, let's see. More little thinking about in the tail, looking for class. To define a class, I have the properties that define what my class have. Okay, but I have other research when I work into classes define uh, what my class doing is the act. So when I talking to act, I talking to method, and every method define what my class do it. Okay, so I would like the simple, create a simple method. The basically writing the flavor for my cake. Okay, I know I could use writing the flavor properties, but I would like creating a specific method active for this. So I could be using creating method. I need to insert a type to return. Okay, so try using the void because I don't return anything valid. And when I don't have return anything, I using void. Um, writing flavor and I using this console.write line using the static text in this flavor and I using the dollar signal for make the joiner the text to my variable, my property flavor. Okay, so this is a method. Nice. So when I create my object, I usually to like call this method. So I'm using the dot after the object, and I have this option, write flavor, showing flavor. I could be using this other other name. Okay, showing flavor, get flavor. For while this is an reference. Nice. So let's cut this. Okay. But for first we need to change the mem method, remove the content or comment. The content examples for don't will be executed. And I call my cake examples. Nice. So let's execute it using F10 or click on play your app. Let's waiting the thing is executed and pass step by line using the debug key F10. Okay, and letting the debug console screen the flavor is writing for us. Good. Let's stop it. So let's work into other example. I would like creating class to represent for real world think about product. So I have my class product. Okay, nice. For my product, I'm having some properties. For example, I have a number that represents the identification for my product. So I'm using the ID. And usually I can have other properties, reference the name for my product. And my last property is a number. that represent a quantity products I have, for example, on my store. Cool. So let's create an other object only represent a different forms and types and class that you could be creating. Okay, so I have the book class and I creating for using a library or for store to sell books. So I have the ID for my book, and I could be have the name is the prop table. I'm using string type, the name for my book, and I have the let me copy and use it more to properties. I usually like to have and I don't know the publisher for my book and the author. Okay, so look at this. I have a lot of properties, and I could be the good things that working to class is that you can the option to organize every information about a specific thing in implemented and encapsulated the things, the properties for a specific object. Okay, it's a very nice. So if I have, for example, the date, the launch of the book, I would like using the date time, using specific property date from book. Okay, for launch, for example. Anymore. Let me see other example that you can use. Let's create more one class. Or I like it, runners, the Formula One or F1. So let's implement in the class for our pilots of F1. Okay, so the pilot class, and you could be have some information about the pilots. So let's put in some properties. The first property is the name. Okay, so let's copy this structure for this property, and I have the last name, and maybe you repair, but you it's like standard the property starts the uppercase from the property name. Okay, so name, last name, the team are from this pilot or keep is the same thing. I have the age and like the country for my pilot. Okay, so see, I can to represent some different things for the uh, different types in context, and that you need for using is depends your context, the application that you implemented. Okay, the problem that you have in your company for using the program language to solve this problem, and you're using class for resolve these problems. Okay, so this class, this video, is only to represent some example that you can to creating different class to using and day a day. So let's using the pilot to create some objects to finalize this subject. Okay, before we enter on the subject in the next videos. So let's create a new method in the program class. Okay, so static void pilot examples. So let's create some pilots. Other form is using this pilot, the name of my object. Okay, so let's create this P1, oops, P1 and inserted in properties, the name, the last name, country, the team, and finally the age for standard dialecting. Oh, but I changed, okay? So let's create some pilots. Let me see. Three pilots is enough for us, okay? So let's copy and let's change for that's selecting and using the Control and H key. And I replace P1 for P2 for selection, okay? So I using the Alt A to complete this operation and send the thing for the P1 change for P3. Nice. Now we need to only insert the values for each pilot. So let's start with the champion, current champion, Lewis Hamilton. Okay, so Lewis is your name, last name is Hamilton, country is Great Britain, Great Britain. The team is Mercedes, and the age is 36. Good. Now, our challenge, the Max Verstappen. Verstappen is Netherlands, and your team is Red Bull team, a great team from the F1, right? And you have only 24. It's very, very young. So the other pilot that we inserted is Fernando Alonso from Spain. It have 40 age. Your team is Alpine. Together, Esteban Ocon, if I don't wrong. Okay, very nice. So look, we using the class to represent our pilots for F1. And if you can create an application for runner, you creating, I don't know, maybe again. So we can use the class like this. Okay, right, good. So let's back for my pilot class for complete this part of video. I would like to have an action to showing every information in only one point. So I will be creating my method void because I don't return any value. But this property is responsible for screening the things on the writing things on the screen for us. Okay, so show info is the name for our method. Let's make it is now. So that's my message variable. Receive the values name, and I call the variable property. Okay, that's the name. So let's using writing values. I don't need the static text. That's the name. Oops, I forget using the equals sign. I need to insert this. Insert the age property. So the country. Oh, let's insert the team. For yes, let me see. So change. Sorry, parentheses using the brackets or specify the country. I try and create a format, but okay, it's only an example. Okay, so my method get every each property from my pilot format in a message variable. To complete, I have my method console.writeLine and I pass this message. Nice. And the advantage I'm creating a method is I can to reuse this function in each pilot I text for my code pilot examples. So let's call the end of my code, okay? So my P1 show info need to be copy and paste or 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Oops, I have only three though before. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, guys and ladies. So let's comment my cake examples. Let's my chocolate and carrot cake for one time and call my pilot examples method. And let's execute and verify if everything is working the form that needs. Very nice. So I using the F5. I don't pass this line by line using a them. I using the F5 to execute everything once in time. And looking for the debug console, I have my pilots, the age information, the team, and the country from my pilots. Okay, so very nice, very good. I hope that everything and be and you'd understand the form to creating class. Okay, in the next video we are we'll see different subject, maybe interfaces and enumeration. Have a lot of things to understand before creating and starting our first project using .NET Core. So, left your like, share your friends, subscribe to the channel, and I go now. Bye bye.